Quick one before we get to the topic of the day. Today I'll be shooting at the Catwalk Lodge. That's where I'm at right now. Guys, the hospitality is great. Everything is wonderful. I mean, just the place is refreshing. It's a wonderful place to be at. And I'm privileged to be shooting here today with a very good man. So before you watch the video, check out the Catwalk Lodge. Hello everybody, welcome to TMP, the Miracle Perspective once again, and I'm your man, TMP. And we're here again, guys. I received many questions on the topic of emotional intelligence. I mean, the comments I got were so phenomenal, and I appreciate you guys for staying in tune with what I'm doing, because I mean, the feedback I'm getting from you guys tells me that I'm talking on something that really matters and it's important to you guys. So, following up to a question that was specifically asked by, well, it was an addition or a special request asked by Derani Maluleke on the comment section. She said, I think it's a topic that we should take forward. Talk more about the topic of emotional intelligence. And I was like, great idea. But from me, I think I've reached my maximum limit. So let me get somebody to help me on this topic. And today I've got a great man that I admire. I met this guy about a few weeks ago at Toastmasters, because that's my new venture and I love Toastmasters. And I met this great man, Franz Devantier. This man is just a wealth of knowledge. He will tell you more about what he's doing, but from my point of view, is just the right person to be in the show today. And I welcome you, Franz, to my channel. Thank you for allowing to take this interview. I just want to maybe welcome you to the show.
Thank you, Miracle.
Feel free to just give us everything you have.
Okay.
And I'll just give you a moment to introduce yourself to the people and who you are, what do you do, basically a little bit of your history to where you are today.
Thank you, Miracle. Well, if I take a quick scan over my life history, I started off as a professional musician. I did that for 12 years.
Wow.
And then I became a computer programmer. And I've done that for about 25 years. But towards the end of that career, I started studying alternative medicine, hypnotherapy, all sorts of different alternative ways of approaching health and of helping to make people healthier through the mind mainly. I focused on the mind because I believe the mind is so powerful. If you get the mind right, the body will follow.
Wow. Yo, guys, from that I already took out the fact that this man, 12 years professional musician, 25 years programming, computer programming.
Yes, that's right.
That's already enough information. But he's doing a lot. And now he is an area director of Toastmasters.
Yes.
Sure. So guys, you can really get that this man is the right man to be on the show today. So I just want you to look into the fact of emotional intelligence. Before we started the show, when we were busy discussing, you were mentioning the issue of with your natural herbal medicines,
Yes.
you got a lot of emotional intelligence nuggets from that.
Especially when I went to what we call ethnopsychology, which is basically hypnotherapy or trance therapy. And what I found that when you start doing that sort of therapy, you start realizing what really makes a person tick, because in a trance state, they'll really tell you what's on their heart. As a younger man, I did not have much emotional intelligence. If you were to slap me in the face, I would likewise immediately respond.
Yes, which is
like
what
that,
most of us do.
like most of us do.
Yeah.
I would have been that wild pit bull.
Yes.
But as years have gone by and I've been privileged to study a lot of alternative medicine, I've started realizing that you really need to control yourself. Take a deep breath, think about it, decide that slap you want to give to that person in return. You'll keep it just for a moment. Just another breath, a minute. First think about it. And after you've thought about it for a few minutes, you realize that you don't really need to give it back. There's some other reason that person is aggressive to you. Do you understand that reason? If you can understand what's upsetting him.
Wow.
Maybe his wife was unfaithful, and he looked at you and he was suspicious. And although you're innocent,
Yeah.
he's very aggressive towards you.
Yes.
Maybe something has happened. You know what they say very often? You get out of the wrong side of bed. Maybe when you wake up in the morning, your wife says something very hard to you, or your boss says something hard to you, and people can't really help themselves, not easily, and they're very hard to other people.
Yes.
So you need to just give them this space, understand. Don't allow yourself to be sucked into that. Exercise your emotional intelligence, your patience. Look at them with love.
Wow.
Love is the most powerful energy in the universe. If you can use love towards other people, emotional intelligence becomes a little bit easier.
Wow. Yo. You said a lot of things. I'm even struggling to get one to take forward. But one thing you said, which is something that concurs with what Tirani has said, the comment that I got which made me do this video today. She said that we need to understand the element of relationships, thinking about the next person, what they possibly are going through for them to give you that particular action that will make you, that will trigger a reaction from you. So most of the times we react out of a selfish state instead of thinking of the other person might be going through something. So the issue of love that you just put in here changes the whole game altogether, changes the whole ball game, because you are mentioning a point of you have to love. What I'm getting is you must love unconditionally.
Yes.
Because when you love unconditionally, you will start thinking about the next person before you react.
That's exactly right. And as soon as you love unconditionally, you've conditioned in yourself emotional intelligence.
Wow. How can you say this emotional intelligence has played a huge role in your life into becoming who you are today?
Well, as a young boy, I was pretty wild and I had absolutely no emotional intelligence. Something happened, immediate action, immediate reaction. But only going through life and sort of becoming aware of the importance of other people, of being passionate towards other people, towards loving other people, and love has been the key thing here. That I was able to realize that they are also having problems. It's not only me who's got problems. And if I can just understand their problems, even just a little bit, I can stop myself from reacting, and I can actually exercise emotional intelligence, which is really to react at the right time. So you can remain calm, you can treat them with love, but at the right time you can maybe just mention something and bring it up and discuss it in the right setting. That is emotional intelligence.
Wow. In your view, which comes first, emotional intelligence or self-awareness?
Self-awareness comes first.
Okay.
Because if you want to be aware of other people and love other people, you must firstly be aware of yourself. You must develop yourself, grow yourself. Once you love yourself and you're aware of yourself, you can then become aware of other people and love other people. So it starts with yourself. It starts right here.
Sure. So once you love yourself and you are aware of yourself, then you can show that to other people. Exactly. Meaning the emotional intelligence starts with you responding to your own emotions and telling yourself it's not the right time to respond.
Exactly.
To respond, because you're speaking about the timing.
That is.
Knowing when to respond. So that's the timing.
I think the timing is everything, because when you're reactive, it's immediate time. Something happens, you respond immediately. You respond 99% in the wrong way.
Yes.
If you can just control the timing, something happens, you give yourself a little bit of time, you can think about it, and you can respond in the right way. So timing is crucial to emotional intelligence.
Lastly, I think this, I just wish we had the whole day. How do you think, okay, in the workplace environment, what is the, I don't know how to frame this question, but what I want to ask is, usually in the workplace environment, you have people always complaining about their bosses.
Yes.
and it's employees obviously. I didn't love my job, I don't love my boss, what. How big is emotional intelligence in the working environment, and how can people, both from the boss's perspective and both from the employee perspective, how can they utilize emotional intelligence to make sure that they get the ultimate and bigger results of what they're trying to achieve?
Thank you, that's a very good question. Now firstly, from the boss's perspective, and we're really talking about an idealistic situation, because we all know it never happens, or very seldom happens. If your boss has got a lot of emotional intelligence, a lot of love, a lot of understanding for the people working for him, they will not have much to react to, because he or she has taken their circumstances into account. But if that is not the case, which is very often, it is not the case. Then from the employee perspective, the person working for the boss, when your boss says we need to do this or that, that project must be delivered on time, and that is 12 o'clock tonight is the deadline. You're going to sit there and you're going to do it. Do not get up and react, and perhaps even start shouting, what they say, throwing your toys out of the cot.
Yes.
It's very difficult. But if you can handle it, go and sit at your desk, take a deep breath, think happy thoughts, and start working out how you're going to do this. Not easy at all, but the effort is worth it because of the consequences. If you don't become that calm pit bull that's controlled, you are the wild pit bull. The wild pit bull will do lots of damage. You might even lose your job.
Yes.
The calm pit bull will do the right thing. So you have to become the calm pit bull. Center yourself, find your peace, take a deep breath, and breathe out. Think happy thoughts. And try not to react. As soon as you react, you're in trouble.
You are right until you react.
Yeah. So when you react in the wrong way.
In the wrong way.
Yes.
If you're wondering what pitbull he's talking about, he's referring to a video I did. I think we're gonna put a link somewhere here or somewhere here, wherever. Where the first video I did on emotional intelligence about 2 weeks ago, I was talking about giving an analogy of the aggressive pitbull and the calm pitbull. So it might be something that you might want to go back to and just relate the story to understand this. But as a point of closing off this interview, because we can go all the way, and I'm interested in your life story. I just hope maybe one day we can get another interview with you, because now I want to get into the element of self-awareness and self-knowledge. How do you really find yourself? And from your journey from being a musician, professional musician, to being a programmer, to being in phytomedicine, to being in a Toastmaster, to being who you are. And I mean, behind the scenes, you were telling us how you were labeled as ADHD growing up, a lot of stuttering, a lot of problems that you had, to where you are right now, a Toastmaster leader, an area director. So there's a lot of things that I would really want to get into about your life. And I think we must organize another interview.
That would be great, yeah. My life story wasn't a straightforward affair, but yeah, I'm very thankful for it, because it allowed me to grow through that experience. And I'd love to do an interview with you anytime.
I will. So, to be continued, guys, just stay tuned. Lastly, as we close off, can you just tell us a bit about Toastmasters, what it's all about, and a little bit about your, as much as you can, about your radio station?
Okay, well, Toastmasters is a non-profit organization, and the purpose of Toastmasters is to help you as a person to achieve all that you can achieve. People think it's just about public speaking, but it's also about leadership. It's about learning to listen to people, to say things in succinct ways. It's about coaching. It's about all sorts of things, all the skills that you need in your workplace. We're learning them here at Toastmasters. The radio station, it's a web-based radio station which I started. The idea was to play Creative Commons music, so we don't have to pay license on the music, and to just have interviews with Toastmasters so that we can promote Toastmasters based on the business principle. If you want to help yourself, you must help somebody else.
Yes.
And to help somebody else, to introduce them to Toastmasters so that they can grow and become more of what they really are. If you connected with them, you will automatically also grow. And that is the reason for the radio station.
Wonderful. And by the way, expect my interview with him on his radio station. And if you want to check out the radio station, we're going to put the link somewhere below. And just, it's great. I mean, there's some nice classical music. I love jazz. And I think that's why we connect, because I'm also a musician on my other side. And I love jazz. So there's some nice jazz music. There's some nice different types of things, and many interviews about why Toastmasters would be good for your life. I'm part of Toastmasters right now, and I'm really gaining a lot of value. So guys, thank you for coming back, and I mean a big thank you to you, Franz, for allowing to do this interview. It means a lot, and the knowledge that you've shared with us today is just mind-blowing. And as we said, this is the beginning. We're gonna have more.
Thank you very much. I'm honored to be on your show.
Thank you so much. Guys, till we meet again next week, remember to subscribe to the channel. This is the Miracle Perspective. Subscribe, comment, say something about this topic, say something about this man, say something about the channel altogether. Do you love what you're getting? Do you love the things we're talking about? Remember, we're all about personal development. We're all about relationships. We're all about everything that makes you a holistic human being. So it's self-awareness at the end of the day. Who are you? This is what the channel is all about. So remember to subscribe, share, whatever you want to do. If it makes you feel like it's do the right things. Thank you so much. Till we meet again next week. It's finished.
Miracle perspective, perspective. It's finished.